All right, I've been trying to go live for like the last 5 minutes. I think I finally got it to work. So, yeah, guys, what's going on? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Life is good. Life is beautiful. Feeling blessed. Been a full day for me. Right now, I'm feeling a bit high strung. Lots of lots of energy, lots of things in life. I'm digesting right now. Lots of new information about who I am and my place in the world, and new information about my future, new information about my present. So uh, before we connect and really like begin to, get into things, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna take maybe about 10 deep breaths or so, and just let myself melt into the moment, really become embodied, and I'm gonna fill myself up with that pranic energy, that spirit. So yeah, I'm gonna take 10 deep breaths, and I invite you, as you hop on here, to do the same. You can take some breaths and get centered. So get situated here. And as you enter and you get situated, allow some things to come to your mind that you like to explore, that you'd like to look at here today, and that you want to create clarity on, and we can get on the same wavelength. We can both connect to the clear intention to create some powerful realization today and some breakthrough. So, yeah, I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna breathe here for a few moments, a few breaths, and then we can connect. So. Allow the, if you're joining me right now in this, allow your face muscles to relax. Straight back. Allow whatever excess energy is like circulating in your head, allow it to drain down your spine and out of your root. You breathe into your belly and let your belly expand, let your chest expand, let everything expand. Let out a sigh if you must. Yeah, beautiful. Hey guys, a few of you in here right now. So yeah, if you like I said earlier, begin to share what's happening for you in your world, what you like to tap into today, what you like to connect with. Till then, I'll share what's been useful for me in my world. You know, what's going on, Colin? How you doing, brother? Yeah, what's been useful for me in my world? I've been using this phrase all week to support you all and support those of you who experience anxiety or some level of like internal discomfort. One phrase I've been saying over and over and over again all week is experience your experience. Um, I talk about, one area I really want to like expand upon moving into the future is like is pain, right? Because as humans, pain drives us, pain motivates us, pain like influences us, and so because of the way, like, how we don't like pain, right? Because we don't like pain, we will typically avoid it, and sometimes the reality is like the moment is painful, right? Like the now is painful. Maybe you have some circumstances happening in your world, some inner circumstances happening that are uncomfortable and painful, and our natural tendency is to avoid pain. And so if we're avoiding pain, then we'll be avoiding our experience. We'll be avoiding the moment. We'll be avoiding being totally present. Something I would do, unconsciously holding on to pain from the past or whatever, or the future fear. And so one thing that's been helping me out a lot lately in life is really like supported me in transforming my world, my relationships, how I feel, how what I'm able to create. One thing that's been helping me is the idea of experiencing my experience, not avoiding it because of pain or because of discomfort. And so what experiencing my experience, what that means to me is like surrendering to what is real, right? And like looking at what is real, and like allowing what is real to like take up space, right? Like allowing it to reverberate and resonate and vibrate in the body and in your experience. And this, for me, has really supported me in getting in touch with my heart. It supported me in getting in touch with my heart. And I've seen that life works out really smoothly for me. It synergizes and works really beautifully when I'm in touch with my heart. When I'm in touch with this energy center right here. When I'm in touch with the part of myself that loves. The part of myself that receives and opens up and expresses. So, I have on my shirt. I don't know if you guys, I have some new shirts out. You guys can go to my website and get them. But on the back of my shirt, you can see it. Do you guys see that? It says, you can't spell evolve without love. I always use that phrase. And, I found it to be so true in my world, right? Like love, it's a cliche, may seem cliche to some people, but, you can't evolve without getting in touch with your heart, because the mind can take on false stuff. The mind can get wrapped up in illusion. The mind can get caught up in so many details, right? Whereas the heart doesn't get caught up on details. The heart just knows what's up, right? Like the heart, it's its own intelligence. It has its own intelligence that informs the mind. The heart is like present with life in a way that nothing else is on this human vehicle, the heart. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about how there's a spark of God in every single human being, and it's located in their hearts. There's this, they say, it's very, very interesting. The Bhagavad Gita talks about how the human soul is actually the size of like 1/100th of a pin needle. That's like the size of the soul, right? Maybe like the size of the portal by which that spiritual energy comes through into the human body and animates it. Well, also in the human body, there's something called the Paramatma. And the Paramatma, what's going on? Tishomes, how you doing? Thanks for joining, thanks for connecting. The Paramatma is a spark. It's the spark of God, right? It's a spark of God inside. And so inside of the heart, there is the soul and the spark of God, right? Which is why such powerful intuitions come to us in our hearts. Like if you ever notice, like maybe something happens that's intense in your world, or maybe like something scary happens, and what do you feel? You feel your heart drop, right? Or when you get excited, or you feel connected to something or somebody, you feel flutters in your heart. You feel energy begin to like race in your heart. Like this is the primary energy center. Like, you know, people can be like alive, and a portion of their brain is still like is shut down, or like their brain dead, but their heart is still beating, and they're still alive to some level, right? Like, but nothing's gonna work without the heart. So like this is the primary portal by which you know, consciousness comes through, is the heart. So experiencing my experience to bring all this around, I found my life works more beautifully, and my life works more synchronistically when there is a strong communication between my mind and my heart, right? There's, you call it a mind-heart coherence, right? And so, so a lot of us, we allow pain, the fear of pain, the avoidance of pain, to throw off that heart-mind coherence, and which ultimately is going to throw off our whole like creative experience, like how creatively we show up in the world, how potently we show up, how influentially we show up in our lives, right? How able we are to affect change in our realities is intimately connected to and tied to that heart-mind connection. Yeah, Melissa, I hear you. You say you're 17 years old and you're thinking of... I'm happy, Melissa. I'm happy this channel supported you. And I hear, yeah, right now in your world, you're feeling really hopeless. You're feeling like things aren't going well for you. You're feeling like people don't care about you. You're feeling like that there's no point, and it hurts. And you're considering like taking your life, you know, and that's like a real consideration for you. And yeah, I get like yeah, I get there's a lot of pain in your world right now, and so yeah, you're considering that, and you don't really yeah, you don't want to go on living the life you have been, and you're feeling stuck, and the only logical answer at this stage is to like end your life. And I feel for you. Like, I feel for you. It's like that's a challenging position to be in, and that's heavy. There's a lot of heaviness in your world. So, you know, I feel for you, and I'd love to hear more about how you've been looking to like bring about positive, healthy changes in your world, right? Because I get yeah, I get you have a preference. Let's see. I don't know what to do. The popular girl at my school, her friends, even her BF and his friends, they all make my life hell, and I block them now online and make new fake accounts to make fun of me. I'm overweight and I want to lose weight, but the stress makes me eat more. I just can't do it anymore. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's I guess like confusing, and yeah, really challenging, and it's hard to like understand why these people they're like focusing on you and obsessing over you, and choosing to be hateful and mean towards you, and you know, I get there's like some pain. Maybe you feel some pain, some sadness, some embarrassment for your weight, and they keep making fun of it, and so now you're and you're stressed out, and it's like really overwhelming, and the one thing that seems to be able to help you move through that is like food. And food like helps you like I get like numb the pain, and like maybe like not experience your experience, like I was saying earlier. Like, you don't want to experience that experience of people being mean to you and saying hurtful things, and bullying you. You don't want that in your life, right? So it's like you want to disconnect from that as much as possible, and food has supported you in doing that, and you're coming to a place where none of it's working. Like, it's not working anymore, and and so like, yeah, you wanted to like turn the pain off, and you tried to do that with food, and it's not working. And I'm assuming, based off of like what you shared so far, yeah, I'm assuming based off of what you shared so far, maybe you don't have like the best support at home. You don't have yeah, like you don't have the best support or anyone that you feel like you can go to and talk to get all this pain out. And so now you're just like, the best way to like deal with the pain, it feels like, and the best way to like avoid the pain is to like end your life. And that's where you're at right now. That's what you're experiencing. Like, that's like right now you're experiencing the desire to make all the pain go away. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess you don't have like many like close connections in your world, and you feel embarrassed to talk to your parents about it, and that that's a point between you and your parents. Yeah, you think the world would be better off without you. Like, there's these people that are apparently the popular people at school, the popular kids. They, with their seemingly good lives being popular, right? They don't accept you, right? And that they discourage your existence by being mean. And you already feel so like alone and isolated and cut off from like the world because of the bullying and like social media and all that stuff. You already feel so cut off from the world that it feels like, yeah, nobody's gonna miss you. Nobody's gonna care that you're gone. That's what's like coming up for you right now. And yeah, I hear that. That's what's real for you right now. And so, yeah, what so we can see that for you, suicide is one possible answer, right? To make the pain go away and to support yourself, and like, yeah, getting out of this this shitty circumstance, right? I'm curious, what other things have you tried? I get like you haven't talked to your parents about what's happening in your world because you feel embarrassed, right? And so there's like, it's uncomfortable to talk about to people. And I'll share with you like a piece of information that I've learned from life. Right? Like, I'm sure you guys have, like those of you who have been here, like if you've been following me for a while, you see at some point I used to have locks. I had hair, right? And I discovered that life is stressful. I discovered that life is painful. Life has its disturbances, and I was really like fighting these disturbances, like really not wanting these disturbances in my life, and I was resisting them, and that created stress in me. And next thing I lost my hair, and life got hard for a while. And the piece of wisdom I've been able to extract, because I feel like I'm on the other side of that now, is like, life is painful. Life does have its disturbances, right? And that's just a part of this thing. And so I get like with you going, it's like you feel like you're in a lose-lose situation right now. Like, there's pain at school, there's pain with no friends, there's pain with your weight, and there's pain with like opening up to your parents. There's embarrassment, and And one of the things about life is bit by bit, uh, day by day, brick by brick, experience by experience, uh, we all must experience and learn how to transmute and face pain, right? Thank you so much for taking time to even talk to me. I don't want to come across as a attention seeker, but I'm at the end and I don't know what to do. Yeah, for sure. I get you don't. Yeah, you don't want to, like, you know, be a victim, or like, be like putting yourself out there to get sympathy. But like, you're genuinely in a tough spot, and you want to know what to do. And so, yeah, I thank you for being vulnerable and opening up and sharing yourself with us. I thank you for that. I'm sure some people listening right now, they're feeling for you as well, and maybe even can relate on some level. So thank you for being vulnerable and brave and talking about what's happening in your world, what's happening in your life right now. And so, yeah, Melissa, I don't know if it helps or not. But I know one thing that really sobered me, because hey, I personally, I've been there too. I've been addicted to a lot of stuff. Like, I've been addicted to like porn and like alcohol and sex and like weed, cigarettes, food. I've had my fair share of addictions, and I've been addicted to like YouTube and videos and attention. I've been addicted to a lot of things in life, and there's been stages in my life where I wanted to end things. I wanted to be done with life. Like, it sucks. It just sucked. I felt alone. Like no friends. Like people didn't care about me. Like, people didn't want to hear what I had to say. Like, I felt, there's been seasons in my life where I can relate, and the thing that has really supported me in that is learning how to feel my pain, and to give myself what I need from other people, and breaking out of the cycles, breaking the pattern, right? Like, right now, your world, you feel stuck. You feel like you're in a whirlpool of misery, right? And this motion I'm doing, it's like a circle. It's a pattern. It's a cycle. And for me, I recognize that, man, I need something. I'm going down the toilet right now. I'm going down the cycle. I'm going down the whirlpool. I'm about to be swallowed up. I gotta break this cycle. And so I had to do something dramatic. I had to do something to really shake my world up. And so what I ended up doing was, I ended up like going to a transformational seminar, right? And like talking about all my issues, like, and being vulnerable and putting myself out there, and it really shook my world up. It shook everything up. It broke the cycle, right? I broke the cycle by like moving out of the place I was living at. Like, I had to do something differently, and so, for you, yeah, like, I get, like, right now things are heavy and you don't want to experience that, and to put it all to make it simple, and to give you like an option of a way to break this cycle, Melissa, tell your parents, right? Like, tell your parents, and then go tell another adult. Go tell your school counselor, right? Talk about it. All right, there's a phrase I use often in life: whatever you conceal, CONCEAL, whatever you conceal takes the wheel. Whatever you reveal, you heal. So I know it's uncomfortable and painful and scary to talk about these things and to put yourself out there, and and you're going to experience embarrassment. And that's the thing about life. All of us on some level, we're going to experience some kind of pain, whether it's embarrassment, resentment, anger, fear, like worthlessness, right? Like, we all have, it's a part of life, the yin yang. There's beautiful stuff, there's the light, bright stuff, and there are dark things, and we become more enlightened and our worlds light up more, the more we put awareness on that dark stuff, the more we look at it, the more we allow community to come in and support us and to look at the stuff that sucks, right? Like right now, what sucks for you is you're getting bullied. Absolutely, Melissa. I'm happy this supported you, and come follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Melissa. Find me on Facebook, and update me. Can I count on you to do that? Update me, right? Tomorrow morning, or the next day. Just shoot me a message somewhere, and let me know what's happening with you. Because I'd love to hear about that, all right? So yeah, you take care too. Thanks for coming in and sharing. Thanks, Melissa. Saw somebody earlier. AJ, what's up, AJ? Hey, I'm happy the video served you. I'm glad you watch them, man. Glad you like them. You find them useful. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna feel into all that for a moment. What else is going on in everyone else's world? What's happening in your worlds? And if you're in here right now and you're connecting and watching and getting some value, hit the thumbs up for me. Hit the thumbs up button, and that will alert other people who subscribe to this channel that I'm going live right now, and they can join our group. I always appreciate when you guys hit the like button. So yeah, what else is happening in your worlds right now? How you guys doing? It's a little dark out here. I think I'm gonna turn the light on, okay? Hold on one sec. I'm gonna turn this way. Okay. Let's see, how does this work? Yeah. What's going on, y'all? How you doing? Somebody turn the light off? Okay, it's motion. What's going on in your worlds, guys? Come on, talk to me. What's happening with you? Because I'm on here for y'all. You know, I'm on here to connect with you. I don't really have anything to talk about. I'm just showing up. You know, I got something like the other day in my first live that I did this week. Sometimes in life, the only thing to do is just show up. You know, and I think if you're anything like me, I've until now, powerful words for transformation, by the way. Until now, I've always put a lot of pressure on myself to do things and to have things. Cool. Yeah, I've always put pressure on myself to do things and have things, and I'm recognizing it as I grow like wiser that the medicine, the creative potency is in the being. And so, yeah, only thing to do is to show up and to totally be. Trippy bruh, what up, Trippy bruh? Said he threw his vape away because it keeps leaking, and he's tired of being hey, you know what? So I was saying earlier, I've been addicted to a lot of things. Let me tell you, addicted, right? And so for a while, like in 2018, when I went through a really, really dark season, heavy season, I mean, I wasn't doing YouTube, I wasn't like living on purpose, I really like disconnected from all of that stuff. A lot of my demons began to like come up and like haunt me. I started smoking cigarettes. I was smoking like a pack of cigarettes Because I mean, in the past I had smoked weed and like ganja, and I really enjoyed the act of smoking, right? So I was smoking cigarettes in 2018, and maybe like a pack every few days. And at some point I was like, okay, I got to stop doing this. This is like really bad for me. It's like it was just tearing my life up. It was making me feel like shit. And I switched to the Juul, and I started like juuling a lot, and I was like consuming way more nicotine, right? And I did that same exact thing you said, right? It got to a point. There was a day where I was like, I wanted to record something, and I found my life like constantly kept misaligning. My life kept like things kept on like not working out, and so one day I'm trying to record a song in my living room, or like a video, a podcast video, and the interface that I was using to record with broke in the middle of me using it. And I mean, I was pissed. I was like, why do how do I keep, because I've learned to take responsibility for all my creations in life, right? So I'm like, how do I keep creating stuff that I don't want to happen, right? Why am I creating things like my reality in a way that keeps misaligning with my intention? And as I asked myself that, I looked over and I saw my vape. And it clicked in my head in that moment that I keep miscreating. I keep miscreating because I keep misbehaving and misaligning, and not living from my center, not living from my truth, not living up to my standards, right? And that jewel, that vape, man, wasn't in a match. It wasn't a vibrational match to who it is I wanted to become. It wasn't a vibrational match to that. And so I picked it up, and then I chucked it on the ground as hard as I could and destroyed it. And I threw it in the trash, and I was done. I haven't like touched one since. And and so yeah, sometimes in life that's what you got to do, man. If you want to make a change, you got to be radical. Like, yeah, like, yeah, I wanted the comfort of my vape. I loved the vape. It was like great. It was fun. It was like a great way to avoid my pain, a great way to like just feel okay, right? And I knew that it was keeping me in a comfort zone that was keeping me from fully expanding. And so I threw it on the ground, destroyed it, threw it away, was done with it. So kudos to you for doing that, Trippy, bruh. Yeah, you said you shattered your tank too out of frustration, but it feels good so far. Yeah, keep going with it, man. I hold you accountable. I'm gonna be going live, every evening at some point. Just keep an eye out. I'll get, we'll see how like these go and stuff, and maybe I'll create like a time window, because I like flowing in my life, man. I like keeping it flowy. I like just going with the flow of life, and so I don't want to like bind myself to like a specific time every single day. I want to be inspired and in flow. So, but I'll put up like a window of time that I'll go live every day. I'll make a video and do that sometime soon. Inform y'all. Okay. D. Teshomes asked, how do you overcome fear of death? Yeah. Well, I have so many answers to that. If you want a simple way, a simple way is so I'll share my experience. So I've had many psychedelic experiences. Yeah, ego deck. I've had many psychedelic experiences that really opened up my eyes to the beyond and reality and all the unseen stuff going on right here, right now. And during some of those trips, my death came to mind. I became like aware that death was a thing, and like I really felt into death, and I was like, oh shit, woof. I was like, oh man, that's intense. What is that like, right? Um, and I went deep into the fear. I went so deep into the fear of death, guys. Um, I went so deep into the fear of death that I like on some trips I've passed out. You know, I've like on half a tab of your energy. Thank you, thank you. I'm happy you're vibing with me, and I'm happy. I'm honored to be part of your trip here. Um, but yeah, so yeah, my psychedelic experience have had a profound impact on a profound impact on my relationship with death. Um, but that's not a required remedy. That's, I mean, you know, I mean, there's still residue of fear of death for me. I think there will, on some level, there will be for all of us on some, on some level. Um, but um, in other ways, like, talking about talking about death, talking about the fear of it, that's always for me, it's been very helpful, like exploring it with other people, like taking on new perspectives, um, and really just accepting it, like doing the work to like feel the fear of death. You get over the fear of death by feeling the fear of death, right? Rather than avoiding the fear of death, um, and resisting the fear of death. By resisting it, it persists, and even by you know, um, avoiding it, we're feeding it. We're feeding that fear of death, and it results in um, like more fear of death. And so, feel your fear of death. Like I share this meditation. I'll make a video on it, like a way to do it. But I share this meditation where, maybe I'll start off with a statement or a few words or a journaling session. So maybe it'll look like this. It'll look like, I am afraid of death. I'm feeling fear of death. Yeah, right now I'm experiencing fear of dying. I'm experiencing a fluttering heart. I'm experiencing scary mental images. I'm experiencing nervousness and anxiety. I'm experiencing anxious energy running all through my body. It's getting dark out here. And as I say each thing I'm experiencing, I'll let myself feel it, right? I figure something out. I figure out how to deal with this light. It's probably just gonna get dark. I'm gonna invest in a ring light here soon. But so I let myself feel it, right? Okay, I'm gonna go inside, guys. But because it's getting dark out here, you can come with me, explore the inside. Maybe I'll go on the front porch. Actually, the front porch probably sounds like a better idea. But I let myself experience the fear of death, right? And dogs bark stuff. Welcome to my crib, y'all. Welcome. I got this little mini kitchen right now. Just walking through the house. Are you on your hotspot? Yeah. Cool. She had texted me about the Wi-Fi password. But yeah, so I was talking about the fear of death, right? So I was just I would just let myself, I would let myself experience the fear, right? Let's set this up over here. That's better. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, so I would let myself experience the fear and just, yeah, not be consumed by it. Not be consumed by it, but be in it and like look around, Um, what's going on? How you doing today? Yeah. I let myself be in it and things that, like, say if there's a room in my house that, like, there's a weird sound coming from it, and I feel afraid of it, right? And this is just a metaphor. Uh, well, as long as I stay away from, I avoid going in that room, and I keep hearing that noise, uh, I'm just gonna stay curious and, like, unaware of what's happening in that room. I'll stay, like, kind of like weirded out by it, or I can go in the room, right? And I can look around and familiarize myself with the noise. I can familiarize myself with the environment, and in doing that, by, like, experiencing my experience, um, it becomes less freaky. It becomes less intense because there, on some level, there's awareness now revolving around it. And I'm more familiar with it, and so, like, um, so yeah, maybe you can't get totally familiar with death, but you can get more familiar with, like, your fear of it, and you can get more familiar with your fear of it by being in it. Not getting lost in it, but, like, experiencing it and looking at it and feeling it, and extracting information from that, and uh, letting the sensations expand and fade away, like a wave, like a ebb and flow, right? So, and then also, like, spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom, acquiring spiritual awareness, like expanding your spiritual nature, like feeding your spiritual life. I know that for me has dramatically lowered my resistance to death. Right, in the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about the spirit soul. The spirit soul changes bodies the way human beings changes clothes, right? And so, like, in the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about how, like, we are eternal, like the nature of soul, the nature of spirit is eternal. And the reason the reason death is so weird to us, and we don't get it, and we're afraid of it, is because it's not natural. Death is not natural to us. What's natural to us is, like eternity, because on the spirit soul is eternal, and right now we have we've checked into this life experience. We well, yeah, death is a natural part of the material world, right? But part of spiritual life, death is unnatural. Death does not exist, and this is, like, information from, like, the Bhagavad Gita, Bible, like other like spiritual texts. But the nature of spirit is eternal, and who I really am is not this body. I'm not this vehicle. This is a vehicle. Who I really am is the driver of the vehicle, right? Like, if you see me driving if you see some, like, me driving in a car down the street, and I'm in a Nissan, you don't go, Gordon's Asian now, right? Or you know that's Gordon in his car, right? And so, yeah, the nature of spirit is eternal. The nature of the material bodies and earth is temporary. The nature of this world is death. Yeah, that's natural. So we're multidimensional. We're multidimensional beings. We're like, yeah, we're simultaneously spiritual beings having a human experience, a material, physical experience, right? So, so deepening this awareness by like acquiring what they call transcendental knowledge, deepening this awareness through spiritual practices, breathing, qigong, meditation, yoga, even tantra, like sex, sex work with a partner, like tantra. There's so many different modalities and ways that we can dance here in the physical and get a deeper and deepen our relationship with spirit. And so I know for me, deepening my relationship with spirit really supports me in letting go my fear of death and trusting that trusting And here's another thing. Here's another thing about the fear of death that was huge for me. That just came to me the other day. I shared this analogy on live about an ant, right? So an ant, right? If you like, say there's an ant on the wall in my room in my house, right? There's an ant. There's 11 people on. There's 11 lights. 11, 11. Come on, we align it right now. If there's an ant on my wall in my room, well, that ant is on that wall. It's looking around that wall. It's like, man, this is like a big wall. There's a lot of stuff here. Wow, this is life. Wow, it's a lot. Like I'm gonna explore this wall. There's a piece of like, what is this? Is this food on the wall? What's going on? Right? And that ant is experiencing life. And that ant in that moment is not aware that there's also a wall on that side of the room, on that wall. There's 4 walls in that room. There's a ceiling and a floor, and there's also multiple rooms in that house, right? And so there's so many walls, right? And that ant also has no idea that there's multiple houses with multiple rooms on multiple streets in this city, which is one of many cities in this state, which is one of many states in this country, which is one of many countries on this continent, which is one of many continents on this planet, right? So all having many rooms. And so that puts into perspective how much the ant does not know. So there's an incredible amount of peace that can come with us taking in the idea that I'm the ant on the wall, right? Like I know I actually find there's so much peace in not knowing. Yeah, I don't know shit, right? Like I know some stuff, right? But there's so many walls. Like there's so many walls. There's so many walls. There's a planet. There's all these other human beings. There's all these other experiences. There's things happening in the unseen that my eyes can't pick up on. There's so much happening that I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So in accepting that I don't know, I can accept that there's so much more going on here. I can trust that, when this body is no more, I'm going to move into another way of existing that is just beyond my comprehension right now, right? I don't know, but I feel like pretty safe about death because we're all gonna do it, right? Like we're all gonna die. Like there's no way like any of us are getting out of that, right? And so like it's a part of this experience. And so far, there's been many parts of this experience of being alive, being Gordon, being a human. There's been many painful parts. There's been many beautiful parts, and oftentimes there's a lot of beauty in the pain. There's a lot of pain in the beauty, right? And so, and there's also a lot of death in the life, right? So, what if there's a lot of life in the death? Oh, come on, right? What if there's a lot of life in the death? All right. There's a lot of pain in the beauty. There's a lot of beauty in the pain. There's a lot of death in life. I'm constantly shedding. I'm constantly dying. Me and my girlfriend, we'll go through some kind of deep self-realization process, and we'll be like, shit, okay, well, I'm shedding now, right? I'll do that with friends and family. I'll go through transformational seminars. They'll trigger me, and I'll realize my ego's attached to something, and I'm like, that's not serving me. I'm about to let this part of my ego die. Right? There's constant death in life. And if that's true, and I know life is paradoxical, I know it's yin yang, I know that it's like it doesn't make any sense, but yet everything is one somehow, then I'm going to assume also there's a lot of life in the death, a lot of life in the ending of this form. So, that's what I have to say about fear of death. And also, guys, while all of you on here, I'm gonna plug myself right now. I think the world right now really needs powerful, a powerful message, positivity, right? And so I want to encourage all of you who are on here right now. You can visit my website and get a shirt, right? This is one of my new ones. It's like a green, light green one. And on the back of it, it says, can y'all see that? On the back of it says, you can't spell evolve without love. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but I preach it all the time. So it's a real cool shirt. They're really nice and fitted, they're good material. And and you can represent that message. You can go spread that message. It's a great conversation starter. Hey, thank you so much for that, Sparta. Love you, brother. Appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. There's been quite a few messages here. I'm gonna go look through them. Thanks, Sparta. Appreciate the super chat. So I'm reading through some of the ones right here, right now. That sounds deep. The Adam and Eve story. Maybe I'll check that out. Yeah. So So we got a few of us on here right now. So what else is happening in your worlds right now that you'd like to reflect on or to look at? Man, the neighborhood I live in, like there's always some kind of loud banging noise. I don't know if it's a gun. Might be a gun. I think it's fireworks. I don't know, but it's all. I mean, they've been doing it like for the last few months, man. It's like crazy. Like keep hearing it, It's like the other night they did it like at 3 a.m., 3 o'clock in the morning. Like woke me up out of my sleep. I almost shat myself. I live in Missouri. I live in Missouri, in Kansas City. Used to live in St. Louis. Moved to Kansas City a couple years ago. Been loving it out here. Going to be moving somewhere really cool soon. Well, I'm not going to talk about that yet, but I'm moving somewhere really cool soon. I'm really excited about it. But guys, so we're almost at an hour here. So yeah, is there any other way I can support you guys while I'm on here? Is there any other way I can support you before we get off of here? Any like ideas we want to talk about, like and to those of you who are on here right now, if maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not aware of it, I offer sample coaching calls. If you've never experienced life coaching, if you've never if you don't have anyone in your world that you can really deeply reflect with, I hold space for that. So you can go on the link. You can go on the link on this video or on my other videos, or to my website, gordonxavier.com. You can book a call with me, and for 20-30 minutes, sometimes it goes longer, we can hop on Zoom or hop on a phone call and just reflect on life, and whatever comes up, whatever comes up for you, I'd be happy to reflect with you. Yeah, I'm also thinking about putting together a really like inexpensive group coaching course for those of you who want to experience coaching, who want that, who haven't. Yeah, Simran Shakti, I like that heart right there, huh? I wonder who that is. For those of you who are like wanting to experience coaching and to go on that journey, I'm gonna put together a group coaching. So like, what we're doing right now, yeah, we explore some ideas, and you all will get the floor to be able to to share with the group, to share with me, and I'll reflect with you, and we all can kind of come together and learn with and through each other. And so I'm putting that together as well. If you're interested in that, message me on Instagram or Facebook, Gordon Xavier Coaching. Message me, and I will inform you as to what's going on as it's coming together. But in the meantime, yeah, you can go to my website, gordonxavier.com, and you can book a call with me, and I'll be happy to connect with you and support you in some reflection and creating self-realization in your world. Thank you, Beaver. Well, I do my best, man. I try to spread the love, you know. Um, yeah, thank you, hypers. I'm happy to thank you all for being here and being like yeah, part of this and open and having the attention span to be able to sit and be in conversation and deep reflection for this chunk of time. So yeah, thank you for giving me the floor and listening to me, connecting with me. I appreciate that. And yeah, I appreciate your love. I see. Bree says, how do you get excited about taking agency over your life? Well, to me, I, I love the word excitement, and to me, what's even more seamless than creating excitement is to create inspiration in your life, right? Like to be inspired um, to take agency over your creative life. Like when you're living an inspired life, naturally you take agency over things in your world. And so it's hard to like motivate yourself for something you're not actually inspired about. Like and what inspired means is you know, break it apart, like look at the word in spirit. You know, to be inspired means to be like in spirit, to be like connected intimately with spirit, and feel that coursing through you and guiding you to live an inspired life. And so rather than like being excited about something, I always focus on how can I create inspiration in myself. And the way I've created inspiration in myself is to release and to shed the egoic identities or the expectations I've placed upon myself, to shed those so that I can feel lighter and more enlightened and more in at my center, right? More centered, right? Like, you know, more like, you know, the Christ. If you look at the cross, boom, boom, and it comes together right in the heart. So I want to be at center. I want to be centered, and I do that by getting out of my head, getting out of like this cloudy, uh, illusory, false identity, right? Getting out of that, like shedding the misidentification with my money, with my job, with my relationships, shedding misidentification with the world, with my body, with my skin color, right? Shedding the misidentification with that, and getting clear on who I really am, getting back to my center, getting back to like presence, pure presence, right? Getting back to like being so present where it's just like, damn, I can feel earth. I can feel my spirit. I can feel that. Wow. I can like literally feel the sensation of my spirit, and allow that to like work its magic. So yeah, to answer your question, to get excited, to live in a state of excitement about uh, like your life and how you can influence it and create it. The For me, the best way the best way to do that is to support myself in staying centered in spirit, to stay in remembrance of the Most High, to be inspired, and and to not be over-identified or misidentified with the world. You know, Jesus said, "Be in this world, not of it." And so I really resonate with that. Like, be in this world, not of it. When you become of this world, life gets heavy. When you're of this world, like if I was of this world right now, I'd be panicking. I'd be flipping the hell out. I'd be lost in race. I'd be lost. Like I'm engaged in all the race stuff happening. I'm like engaged and participating and showing up authentically and from heart. But I'm not lost in it. And to be of this world means to be over-identified with all that stuff, and then because I'm over-identified with it, I'm lost. I don't see myself. If I'm lost in all the stuff happening out there, I won't see myself. And if I don't see myself, I'll be disempowered. You know, I won't be excited. I won't be in spirit. So, yeah, be in this world, not of it, is my answer to that. Okay, Hannah says, hi, so I've seen a couple of your videos about astral projection. I decay what you're all about, but do you have any advice on spiritual awakenings and the feelings of craziness that can come with that? Yeah, yeah. You know, to me, like, if you look at the word spiritual awakening, what is that? It's like, another way of phrasing it is like to come into awareness of your spiritual nature. Like, to get in touch with that. Like a lot of us, you know, to spiritually awaken, it happens most of the time when something about the world seems so off that it's like, hold on, wait a minute, I can't be, I'm not of this, right? And you begin to like ask questions, or maybe you just have one day where your heart just burst open. Maybe you experience some heartbreak, and like the pain goes so deep it breaks your heart open, and next thing you know, all of your energies just flood. Like whatever, however your spiritual awakening happened, right? But spiritual awakening to me, it means like become aware of the spirit. And so it goes back to what I was just saying before this, like the best way to step into more awareness of our spirit is to step into deeper presence, being deeply present, like powerfully present, being present in my body, being present in my mind, not being caught up in my head, and not being attached to pain, and not be like so attached to avoiding painful things, right? To be avoiding fear, like to not be lost in fear, because you know that that will keep me from being totally present. That will keep me out of my center, right? And yeah, it won't support me in living a life with high awareness, right? Because my awareness will be trapped in all this other stuff. So let me look at what you said. What you said here. I'm glad you like the astral projection videos. Yeah. Yeah, so all the feelings of craziness that comes with it is like, those are all supposed to be there. Those are all supposed to be there. Like, because to be on the spirit, like to be on the path where you're committed to consciously living, and you're committed to awakening spiritually, to be on that path means you're also committed to facing your shit. You know, facing the shit, facing the shadow. Because when I think of spirit, I think of like, this is personally, I think of like light. I think of energy. I think of consciousness, right? Consciousness is a symptom of spirit. That's what my coaches said. But so, like, I've heard once that through like reading the Bhagavad Gita, receiving coaching, like right now we're actually existing we're existing, like, you know, life is so layered, right? There's like life, like existence is layered on like yin and yang and all these paradoxes. But right now, like the material world is likened to God's shadow, right? Like this is like God's shadow, the material world. And like the Bhagavad Gita, yeah, it talks about like, yeah, the purpose of this place is to do spiritual work. The purpose of being a human is to have the conscious capability to begin to reach for higher dimensions, uh, to reach towards the light, to go towards the light, right? Like other animals, they don't have like the capacity to like really choose the way we get to choose. And so this place is for shadow work. This place is for learning, like, and transmuting pain into wisdom. This place is also for like, yeah, like this place is for self-realization and realizing who you really are. And who you really are is not this body. It's like it's the light illuminating it. It's the light coming through the eyes. It's the consciousness. It's the spirit. And so so yeah, like the craziness is supposed to be there because this is just what this is designed for, you know. and and um and we use this material world as a mirror to like constantly check in, like, you know, like use it to like bring clarity to who I am. If I'm in the face of someone who's very, very hateful, perfect example today, I'm driving and I'm driving pretty slow in traffic because I'm about to turn soon, and there's a guy behind me that really wanted to really get at me, like he was upset and wanted to get past me, and so he honks his horn and drives around and flicks me off. Now, my initial reaction for like, it's not normally this, but today it was, my initial reaction was like to flick him off back, right? But then I checked down, I was like, wait a minute, no, that's not me. That's not who I am. That's not what I stand for. Like, yeah, I get it, you're angry, you're upset. Love you anyway. Go on with your day. Right? That's who I am. That's who I choose to be in this lifetime. And so the material world is constantly giving opportunities for us to choose, for us to like self-realize, to take that reflection and allow it to like us to inspire awareness of like who I truly am. And so so yeah, that's the point. Like, so when I'm in the face of a racist person or a hateful person, that is opportunity to stand strong and clear in who I am, to like stand in alignment with the Most High, to stand in my Christedness, and to choose a higher quality of life, to choose a higher quality, a higher vibration, to choose ascension from the material world pain, right? Like, to feel the pain, but to not be a slave to it, right? To feel the anger from that guy, but not to be a slave from it, right? Like, to feel it, see it, experience it, and then dovetail it towards my true identity, to dovetail it towards, okay, God, how am I gonna learn from this? Okay, God, I'm like, you know, to dovetail it towards spiritual connection. And so, so yeah, so that's a little bit something about like spiritual awakening and integrating that awakening into this material world stuff. Fear, shadow work, all that is very relevant for me right now. Yin yang, Bhagavad Gita, all synchronicities for me right now. The transmutation of pain thing you said was a powerful message to me. Thank you. Hare Krishna. You're very welcome. I'm happy to support you. Happy to support you. Okay. Beats and Pieces. Beats and Pieces Studio. What are some tips about getting out of your comfort zone? Do it. Straight up. Just do it. Just do it. Right? You'll see my answer for a lot of things is like the same. It's experience your experience. Right? There's power in being embarrassed to death. There's power in in every experience. There's like, just like I was saying a minute ago, like each experience is an opportunity to get clear on who it is I'm choosing to be. Right? Like life is a process of self-discovery, yes, and it's more of a process of self-definition. Life is more of a process of self-definition. So in this experience of getting outside the comfort zone, like, I'll give you an example with my life. Like, I remember I got outside my comfort zone. Like, I posted a speech I did on here, the protest, right? About Black Lives Matter movement, and that was outside my comfort zone. I mean, it was pretty comfortable. Like, I mean, I'm getting more comfortable with it, but for the most part, it's still uncomfortable to be talking in front of so many people, 300 people, and so there's value in, like, being in that fear up there, being in whatever I am in that right there. There's value in, as it's going today, there's value in being in that, because from there, that experience gives you a clear idea of, is this representative of who I am, or is this representative of who I'm not? Okay, I can sense this is representative of who I'm not. So I'm going to make the choice to align with the other way of being, another way of being, right? I'm gonna move this way right now because it's like it's getting dark. Hold on one sec, y'all. Just moving some things around. So yeah, this is better. It's better, guys. I think it's better. Okay. Muted. Huh, that's weird. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me right now, okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, but just having the willingness, the openness, and the courage to experience whatever comes with life outside of your comfort zone. Just willingness. And if you're new in this room right now, guys, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. That always boosts this up in the feed of others, so they can hop on, and this community can grow and flourish as we're all together. Thank you. So back to what? So yeah, cool. Okay, y'all still on here? See, I keep doing that. I keep doing that, man. My phone. I get to going on the live stream. I forget that these things like need to be charged, and and next thing you know, my phone dies. So I got it plugged up right now. So I'll hang out for a few more minutes here to see like how many people like come back on, right? Um, so I would love to answer the questions for the people that had them before this cut off, but um, so we'll see what happens here in the next few minutes. Um, I don't remember what I was talking about though before all of this, so um, I will look at this. I will read this one right here. So from Spiritual Glow. Okay, I'll read this one for now. And if those of you who are in here right now, if you do have questions about any oh, anything, if you have questions or statements or whatever, um, feel free to leave them, to share them. Plug all this up. Keep this thing juiced. Probably just get like a battery pack for this, like a little portable charger. You know what I mean? Okay, one sec, guys. Okay, I'm getting comfortable. All right. So, Spiritual Glow says, Amen. I've got a question. Lately, for the last year, I've been emotionless, and it sucks because I can't even begin my spiritual experiences without having the ability to feel my emotions. Spiritual Glow, you still in the room? I don't know if you are or not, but I'll speak to this and then I'll probably finish up. And hopefully you get to see it. But yeah, like being emotionless and not having access to our emotions. That's another human trait where we, that's motivated by pain. And like I'm always gonna like point towards pain because pain is sneaky. Pain is sneaky, and it has so many different ways that it can consciously and unconsciously affect us, right? So the only reason anyone would be become disconnected from their emotions is because at some point their emotions were painful. And so what happened was like the ego, this program that's inside of all of us, designed to keep us happy and feeling good and alive. Right, our ego tries like it does its best to keep us alive. uh, our egos naturally are designed to keep us away, like or they're influenced, they're programmed to support us in avoiding pain so that we survive. And so at some point, like your emotions, I'm guessing, uh, were very painful for you. You had some emotional stuff that happened, and it was painful. It sucked, and so because of that, well now, uh, like over after so many repetitions of like disconnecting from the emotions, it's become some subconscious, and now it's like, yeah, it's automatic in a way that you don't want. It's automatic, and you don't want it to be automatic. And it's like the instructions for the emotions got buried on top of all of the patterns of avoiding the emotion. so I'm hearing like for you, uh, there is great opportunity um, for you to like look around and see why these patterns or what these patterns are looking like. Um, but more than anything, yeah, avoiding emotions and numbing out is a pattern. And so a great way to
to jar loose the emotion, to break this emotionless pattern, is to, with your body, physically um, create emotion, like with your body. Like, and one of my favorite ways to do that is like, and the most effective ways I found is like through anger releases, anger catharsis. Um, and like just going nuts, right? Like punching something, like just like throwing a temper tantrum like a freaking child, right? Like just going nuts, shaking your body erratically, uh, and like shaking it, and like, I mean, just really going nuts. And that's a powerful way to break patterns. And most patterns get stuck in the body, right? Most patterns get programmed into the nervous system, and they manifest it, and they become what we call neurotic holding patterns. They hold you a particular way. So to get out of this pattern, this neurotic holding pattern that you are experiencing spiritual glow, you can get out of this pattern by creating chaos and ridiculousness in your body and in your face, and right, like just going fucking nuts. um, and this will open you up to a new experience, right? It'll open you up to a new experience. It'll open you up to an um, it'll allow those energies that have been like suppressed. It'll create a door for them to begin to seep out. And as they seep out, you can feel them and experience them and like reacquaint yourself with them. So that's an answer for that. That is a way. There's many ways to like jar loose emotion. Like if you're feeling numb and desensitized and disconnected with your emotions, another way is by having the conversation. Right? There's somebody in your life. I don't know who it is. There's somebody in your life. I'm sure you're overdue uh, with. I'm sure there's someone in your life that you probably need to have a pretty like important conversation about. Maybe there's like some pain, some trauma, some like betrayal, some resentment, some anger, some jealousy, some fear, some worry, some concern, some inadequacy, like some kind of energy that you're holding on to in relation to somebody that means something to you. Some shame, I say shame already, some guilt, whatever. Um, Whoever it is, and whatever it looks like, one way to unblock the emotional floodgates is to get in your heart by having a heart to heart with somebody. Another powerful way. Oh, so that's that question right there, and I can finish up right here. I can finish up, um, and I can continue to connect with you all. There's 7 of you on here right now. Do any of you have anything that you like to express or explore? It's 8 of you now. Now there's 7 again. Do any of you all have anything that you like to express or to share or explore? I'll wait about a minute. And to help me out, if you don't have anything, just say no. Right? Say not at the moment. Okay. So I'm gonna take that as like said, nah, you covered it all, pimp. Cool, man. Awesome. Well, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up here then, guys. I thank you all for coming and connecting with me on live and yeah, like doing this, right? And yeah, I invite you to come on tomorrow. I'm gonna come on tomorrow in the evening at some point. Might hop on a couple times during the day. I really am enjoying going live and getting to connect with you all. So yeah, I will finish it up right here. Till tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Peace. Absolutely, Grace. Happy to be here. How do I get out of this thing? All right, y'all. Later.